River Power says they should put Dillon's word up in Semple Stadium somewhere. I waited all my life for this. It's a dream come true. That was after a league game in 2020. I think it was just maybe a month before the pandemic started, and he made his debut and scored 4 points in a brilliant performance. We're number 15 that day against Waterford, yeah, and he was talking about having to take the year out due to myocarditis and how great it was to come back. But Robert, can I ask you, what's your first time ever coming across him, whether it was playing against him or an underage team with Tipperary maybe when you were younger?
Yeah, I suppose it probably was. He was on a minor team in 2015 with me. I know he was a year younger and stuff, but that would have been my first encounter with Dillon. And ever since then, through the bond he has with everyone, whether you're the quietest lad on the panel or the loudest, he'll bring you in around him. And that excelled on then onto the under-21 and then onto the senior. So, look, I'd say a lot of the lads have been the same. He's great friends with everyone our age and everyone ages above us. I know the way he carried himself, he's such a lovable character, and look, he leaves a great hole and a great fight in our group. And look, we'll just try to stick together and try to support Dan, Hazel, Kelly and Shannon, and his other family, the rest of the family over the next couple of weeks. And look, it will take a while to go over it. And just the group that we have is unbelievable, and it will come together. And look, if we have to do it, we'll do it for him, like, you know.
And early doors, did you realise he was a cheeky chappy when you were involved as a minor?
Oh, I did, yeah. I think it was 2015. Himself and his good friend Winnie, Mikey Ryan Winnie from County. It was coming to the middle of summer, and we were hurling championship, and we were advised to go down and get recovery in a river. And Dillon and Winnie anyway went down to the river one day, stripped off, and down into the river they went. And so the video went into the WhatsApp group. Dillon didn't care where he was putting it. He put it straight into the WhatsApp group, managers, players, the whole lot in it. And they weren't too happy at the time now, but just looking back, so that was the start of his rugby from where I seen him anyway. And sure, it's only after taking off since then. Yeah.
And Barry, do you recall your first time getting involved in a team with him?
Yeah, I'd say the first time I came across him properly was obviously we all heard the name growing up along and stuff. We played an under-16 county final Rossmore back in 2014, and coming into it was a Tuesday evening out in mine Temple under lights, and it's all about, obviously the lead up to it was Dillon Quirke's name was mentioned a good bit. He was the main man, but he certainly lived up to that in the field anyway. He gave an unreal display that day, and they beat us by a point or two, I think, in the end. He carried that through. Sometimes you see that with a young player and it might disappear a small bit, but he carried that through. He was king of the pack back then, and he was definitely king of the pack up to senior as well. Like, everyone sort of followed him. Even at Clouty at a young age, like he was their leader, So that was my first meeting, and then on to minor panels and 21 panels and into senior. About 12 of us came into the senior panel at the same time at one age there after the under 21 final in 18. I think Sheedy brought about 12 of us in, and he was our voice for our age group. He was the guy speaking up at meetings. He'd speak up, giving good insights tactically or in group meetings, and he'd speak up having a joke as well. He was always to the fore that way.